Yeah, I won't say the end of an exciting journey, but certainly at a real pivotal conclusion, isn't it? Here,
It is. Well, it's only the beginning of the journey, really. Right. Your journey of emotional health growth is only just starting, but it is the end of the teaching component.
Well, I think like you're mentioning earlier about Tony Robbins saying, how long does it take to change? And the main part of that is the time is in the preparing for the change.
That's right.
And we hope that now we're at a point where, we have certainly some tools that will allow that instant change now to occur in our lives.
Absolutely. If you've been able to identify that, oh, wow, I had unconscious unmet needs. That's why I was doing what I was doing. And, oh, man, now that I understand needs and I've also come up with some strategies about how I can meet my own needs, some of the behavior's just fallen away. Like, wow, I'm just noticing that some of the behavior I came to this course to do has just fallen away since I've been meeting my own needs proactively and positively. That's that instant change that we were talking about at the beginning that can happen once we're ready to change. So I guess, Lauren, just in wrapping up, because, we don't want to spend too much time, I guess, just rehashing the same models, but I think it'd be great for us just to share with everyone what we have loved in integrating into our own personal lives and maybe sharing some of our lives with our viewers.
Yeah.
So, Lauren, did you want to start? What have you loved? What model or concept stands out to you as being something that you've really enjoyed implementing in your life that you've seen a return on investment in?
Well, it's a great question, Josh. And, I really love that concept earlier on about the castle. It's massive. It's huge. You can't see the top. You can't see the left, the right, and all these rooms inside. And what I took away from that, Josh, is I've got to get out of my comfort zone. There's some other rooms there, isn't there, to discover more staircases, more rooms to discover, and that. And instead of being comfortable, and like you've referred to it here towards the end of this seminar, and that is, there's no growth in your comfort zone, and there is no growth. There's no comfort in your growth zone. And so, I'm going to get out of my comfort zone because I know there's going to be the growth there. And I think, along with that was that the gap theory, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's about closing that gap.
Yeah.
And, I've applied that already in my life and I've seen success with that. It really, really does work. I mentioned about, playing music, but it's also happened with me with my cycling. Yeah. It's happened with my education. Yeah, right. It's happening with my corporate and business career and that as well. Goals that I still have to achieve, and sometimes about trying to find people to support me, trying to remain focused on that goal, keep striving towards it.
Yeah, absolutely. I have a client that I've been through some of the coaching sessions that I run. You'll actually see a video from her in this reflection module, and she does a little video for me that you'll be able to watch in the upcoming couple of post-course modules or post-course videos rather. And so her name is Amy, and she's been going through this really great transformational process. She has had a lifelong fear of needles, and it's been really hard for her. Even the most basic things she can't get done, and it's this big process, and oh man, it's been really painful and even traumatic in her life. And she lost her mum recently, and she wants to get a tattoo in her mum's memory. Of course, she can't make herself do it. 18 months has passed, and she's unable to get this tattoo. So she's come to me wanting some help in the area, and we've used the GAPS model and some virtual reality and a little bit of exposure therapy, and we're just inch by inch getting her closer and closer to the goal. Well, she is very soon going to be jumping under the needle and getting this tattoo that she's been wanting to get for 18 months and unable to get. So I've seen a lot of these models and concepts work in people's lives as I've coached people as well. It's been really great. I think one of my favorites, because I've got a few favorites.
Yeah, I've got some others too. But yeah, that's right.
I think the favorite that comes to mind for me is the Code of Honor. Really starting to look at how do I treat, and I mean, I've used this in my marriage, so how am I treating my wife? How intentionally encouraging have I been today? Have I said anything to really build her up today, or have I just not said anything discouraging? Often we can get to the end of the day and feel like, well, I haven't said any put downs, so yeah, that ticks the encouragement box.
Yeah, that's right.
No, it doesn't. How now and this is where the models work together, the concepts work together. See, by genuinely and authentically giving her real encouragement, I'm meeting her worth need. I'm helping her feel valuable in the marriage. Yeah. By listening to her better, I'm meeting her worth need and her love need. You know what I mean? By looking out for her, is she struggling? How can I help her? Is there anything she's struggling with? I can be meeting her fun need, her survival need, her freedom need. So it's really amazing that, that the models kind of hold hands and work together. But I think the code of honor has probably been something I've seen a lot of implementation in my personal life.
Yeah. And, when you talked about those essential needs too, those core needs for all of us, I see that even in my own family, my own marriage. Oftentimes, Lisa and I are pretty passionate people. We're very determined, very kind of get out there and do it. And sometimes you can lock horns with each other, a little bit of contest of wills almost. And sometimes you allow feelings to dictate behaviour rather than the virtues to dictate behaviour. And sometimes not always good at listening because you're kind of like, I'm so used to now, like, oh, heck, I'm blind. I sort of run into people all the time and bowl them over. And hang on, Lauren, just stop for a second and let's look past the behaviour and look at their core needs.
Yes, absolutely.
And there's always an overarching or an underlying, or whatever way you want to look at it, a need that's not being met.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And so
that causes conflict. I like the values continuums. That's been something really important for me, rather than looking at it being fixed and that's just my personality. I guess I'm just too assertive. I'm in the excess of assertiveness, because assertiveness is a human virtue. All right, we need to be able to have boundaries and be able to say no. You know what? That's probably a little too much, and we need to be able to have some assertiveness in order to have healthy boundaries. So assertiveness is a human value, but gee, the excess of assertiveness can be almost bullying or taking advantage of someone. And so, kind of noticing, all right, I've always thought that's just part of my personality, but no, that's a muscle in my human spirit that I've been practicing. I need to come down in that. I'm in the excess. I need to come down a little bit. And then thinking, all right, well, now that I've got a really good understanding of these values continuums, what virtue could I pair with assertiveness that's going to bring me down? And I actually realized it's kindness.
Isn't that interesting?
It's kindness. If I could practice my kindness muscle, it'll bring my level of assertiveness down.
I think in my life, I look at that myself and I'm, as I mentioned before, I'm very determined, very tenacious in my attitude towards doing things. And sometimes that really either frustrates or upsets Lisa, because it's like, Lauren, you're so bull at a gate, not necessarily bull at a gate, but you're so one-eyed and focused at things, you've neglected your family, or you've neglected other things going on.
So for you, it might be meekness, and we talked about that in one of those virtuous spotlights.
Maybe a little more patient with myself and things, And it's interesting because whilst she might get upset with that, I also should point this out. I look at attributes that she has that I see, like, gee whiz, that annoys me about her. Yeah. But yet, that's why I actually married her.
Yeah.
Because she was tenacious, or she was really good in certain attributes, and so you don't get too upset. Don't be too harsh on your friends and your family and your spouses, because they are showing that stubborn. Oh, gee, so stubborn, that man, But yet, you know what? It's because of his stubbornness that he gets jobs done around the house. That's why he goes to work. That's why he does other things, or why your wife does certain things. And so
it's interesting that you say that. See, I talk about this in the relationships course that I run, and so we have a tendency of wanting to tweak the character of our spouses,
Yeah.
not thinking, well, hold on, if I took that away, what else would evaporate? And it's so interesting. I had this conversation once with my wife, Julia, who she was talking to me about the fact that, every time we have a conversation, you want to bring up emotional health. Can't you just leave work at work? And can't we just be? And she stopped and she went, no, actually, no. I take that back. I take that back. Gee, if you weren't aware and self-aware of all your emotional health stuff, you would be an entirely different person. No, I'm totally willing to put up with the fact that you bring that up from time to time, because it makes you really healthy and someone that I can go to for help. So it's so interesting that sometimes we go, man, I would change that about you if I could, but we don't think, well, hold on, if I changed that about you, what else would change? You know, like someone who maybe works a lot, and sometimes we do change each other, and then we go, oh man, I wish, my husband is a workaholic, I wish he spent more time at home. Suddenly he spends more time at home and there's less money and the bills start piling up, and now it's like, I wish you were back at work.
I know. Josh, this whole relationships you're talking about, it's going to be a great course that we're doing too, isn't it? We've only touched the tip of the iceberg really when it comes to relationships. But what's important with this course is that let's look at ourselves first. Our personal, our interpersonal, and our intrapersonal skills. Let's improve that, our own personal emotional intelligence.
Absolutely.
And once we sort of get on top of that, now we're in a better position to really look at our relationship.
Right. So let me show you something that's going to, I guess, bring that point home visually for you. So excuse the footage, it's not the best quality, but it will surely paint the picture. You'll see me here. This is me with my frame of reference board, and I love this frame of reference board. I use it in my seminars and I use it on the retreats that I run, and it's just a great tool because every concept is a tool that goes on our tool belt, and this is a great visual for that tool belt. So you watch me here. Down the bottom you'll notice that there's a personal tile in red, there's an interpersonal tile in green, and there's an intrapersonal tile in blue. And see, this represents the color coding that happens to the tiles. So you'll be able to tell when something goes up on the board, whether it's personal, interpersonal, or intrapersonal based on the color of the tile. Well, watch me here. You can see I've already put a couple up and I'm still going. I'm putting up all the tiles that we've done in this course. And you'll notice that I've put up a question mark as well. Well, that represents everything that you've brought to the program, to your own emotional health journey. You've brought some tools, and it also represents that, Lauren, you and I don't hold all the answers. There's plenty of answers out there that you and I don't have to give, and so that's a matter of seeing a counselor or a psychologist and having other referral pathways. We've certainly got some people that you can call and reach out to. At the end of your workbook, you'll see a page dedicated to other services. If you want additional help, please seek out a counselor or a psychologist, someone to give you that help. But wow, look, I think that might be me finished here or getting close to finish, but you'll see there's still a lot of space on the frame of reference board. Well, that space are all the other tiles, Lauren, that we can present in an online course or at one of our seminars or retreats that we haven't had a chance to get to in this online course. Watch me as I put them up now, and I might speed this footage up so that it speeds up a bit. But yeah, there we go. Look at that. We're starting to get to a full toolkit. This is a full frame of reference board that you can learn by attending further seminars or retreats that we run, or maybe even signing up to another online course and continuing to put emotional health tools on that tool belt of yours.
Josh, you've done a great job with those tools. It's a great thing, there's so much information there. But again, don't be overwhelmed by all of this. Take a little bit at a time.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is a journey we're going through here, isn't it? And so, and apply it to the circumstances in your life right now. And, we look forward to, offering other opportunities for you to meet with us and to interact with us, and also the others on our community as well as they share their journey as well. with us as well.
Please continue to use that online community. Please continue to post. Just because you've come to the end of the online course doesn't mean that you're interacting on the online community has to stop. Hopefully some other past participants of this program have been commenting on your posts. So maybe you can be that for someone else now on their journey as they start to watch the first videos. Look out for new members joining and posting their hopes and concerns. That's the first time that people interact with the online community, as they post their hopes and concerns. Maybe be an encourager in someone else's journey. We'd love you to be sharing your wisdom and your journey with people. But for us in this Game Changers program, we are really thankful that you are committed to this journey, that you saw it through, that you made it right to the end. We're so thankful for that. We've loved this opportunity of coming into your home, coming into your car, accompanying you on your jogs.
Yeah, that's it. We've been your friends for the past 4 weeks.
Yeah, absolutely.
The
and
friendship will continue.
Yeah,
We've loved
will.
it. But it is a journey of personal improvement, and that's what the whole Game Changers program is all about.
Yeah.
We hope and trust that you have seen some real growth in your
Yeah.
own life now, and it will continue to grow into the future.
Absolutely.
Thanks so much once again, Josh. Shall we
Yep.
sign off?
We'll sign off.
You know.
Thank you so much. Have a really great life. We wish you all the best. Look out for more courses, seminars, and retreats to come. We hope to one day meet you, shake your hand, give you a hug, and hear right from you the transformation you've been able to apply and implement in your life. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Interpersonal. So it's the module that talks about our relationships, but you're kind of not down the active end either, because the first question is, what do you hope to get out of this program? This is Lauren's wife, Lisa.
Hello, how are you guys?
Yeah, really good, thanks. Hey, it's a drip coming down through the ceiling. You've got a problem in your roof that needs attention. It needs to be fixed.
Everyone's not sitting there looking at you. They're all kind of enjoying the company, and honour is something that's more embedded within you. It is. It's an overarching virtue. I know for me, like playing the guitar is fun, but I'm also learning at the same time. So even
enough is enough. Okay. I'm not going to treat myself as a worst enemy any longer. Go ahead.
And you have to get up. You don't necessarily feel